I want to talk about womb energy, womb preservation, and how we as women, it is our job and it is our duty to protect our womb. I like to approach this from a spiritual standpoint. I don't want to approach it in a manner that is religious. Although I was raised Baptist, I appreciate it for giving me my start. I grew up in a very religious household. My mom did everything by the Bible. It was a lot of religious zeal. It was not any life or practical experience. It was just like, you don't do this because God says that it's bad. And it was kind of like a hellfire type of situation. So that kind of just ostracized me from the church, and I didn't really want to speak with my mom about a lot of things that I was going through. And when I hit puberty, around the years where I became sexually active, because a lot of people that are raised in church, it is not uncommon for them to just completely backslide. I mean, run towards the streets because they can be so sheltered. And I would just keep it on me. I was extremely sheltered to the point where my mom really didn't want me to go to homecoming, because homecoming night everybody went to the riverfront afterwards, and yeah, maybe they were smoking and drinking and they were kicking it, but that didn't mean that I had to do those things. I just wanted to be able to have the freedom to just experience things like my peers were doing. And so I typically had to sneak and do everything. It had set up a situation where I was extremely sneaky. So when I did become sexually active, I knew that my mom said and the Bible said that I was supposed to wait, but I didn't wait. And I wanted to see what it was all about. And I enjoyed it thoroughly. I mean, I was curious, so I dove right in. Now, I'm not going to say that I was just flat out promiscuous. You know, I had a boyfriend and we ended up having a child together. You know, he passed away actually during my pregnancy. I mean, I was just experiencing life how I wanted to. So there's no like woe is me situation. I did what I wanted to do and I was curious. Now, it's not to blame my mother for my mistakes, but I don't even like to call them mistakes. I just experienced life and I got results. Now, some of them were good and some of them were not so pleasant. But this brings me to my next thing. I want to talk about soul ties. When we understand energy, we understand that energy is fluid. Energy is so fluid, it's like water, but not in a way that you would think. So if you think about water, water mixes with pretty much whatever it touches. Like if you put Kool-Aid in water, if you put salt in water, if you drop something in water, it's going to dissolve 9 times out of 10. It is hard when something dissolves into water, or when two fluids are side by side, they will mix. So if you have water and you mix it with alcohol, or if you have water and you mix it with juice, two things that are fluid, they are going to mix. Now I'm going to set this up because you see where I'm going with this. First of all, we have to look at ourselves as mind, body, and spirit, you know, our soul. We are emotional, we are physical, we are spiritual, we're mental. So this energy, when you mix with someone, you guys are going to become one. That is what true marriage is. Even if you married somebody by a way of paper, legally, okay, and you never had sex with them the entire marriage, that wouldn't even, like, legally that's good. It's benefits to marriage. It's wonderful to be married, but the point I'm making is that the true joining of two spirits is physical, but sexual is the highest. And you can't get any closer to that. Once you have sex with someone, that's when you really become married to them. Now, of course, it's not real marriage in a sense that, hey, we go to the courthouse and we solidify this so we can get, the benefits of marriage, and so we can do things the right way. Now, I'm not here to argue marriage or not being married. It's solely up to you and how you want to live your life. There's no judgment. But the point that I'm making is that the oneness or the joining of two forces, the two spirit, it happens during sex. Even if you use a condom, it's still very spiritual in nature. And even if you do not swap DNA or join your DNA together, they are in your spirit, they are in your essence, they are in your energy, your water. It's fluid. You guys are mixing. So your souls are swapping. You get a piece of his soul and then he gets a piece of yours. And when that happens, okay, because remember, human beings are layers like an onion, and the joining of two spirits, it will manifest itself in every layer of the human being. Once you allow someone to get in that your womb space, your womb energy, it is not uncommon for you to suddenly have a shift in your attitude, your behaviors, your thoughts, the way you feel. Your day-to-day patterns, it may feel disrupted. And if you're equally yoked, with someone who is good for you, that person is aspect, their spirit is on a high vibration. Now that's when it's beneficial, and it's noticeable. You will really feel it like, wow, these two energies become one. If you're on the same, you're already whole when you come together. You can feel their essence within you. But when you are sharing womb space and your womb energy with someone who is not so good, this person is not good at all, this person is toxic, this person is had multiple partners, this person has mental illness, this person's physical health is not in good condition, and this person is morally bankrupt, spiritually decayed. Basically, for lack of better words, you are dealing with a low vibrational being. There's consequences to that. And you can feel those consequences up and throughout your life. You can feel it on every layer, you can feel it. And like I said, your mood will change, but for the when it's not good and when a person has a low vibration, you will feel, sometimes you would just feel low, tiredness, fatigue. You will feel like a fish out of water. You feel like you're losing yourself. The emptiness, you feel like a piece of you is missing, or that a piece of you has faded. That's because they have it. And they are, especially when you yourself are a pure spirit. So say if you're the kind of woman, you're a really good woman, right? You work on yourself spiritually, right? And you are 100%. Your energy, your essence is on a high level. Why would you go take somebody who is opposite from you and then share all that power that you have harnessed it within you and share it? So what's going to happen is, because think about it, mathematics, the order of operations. So the person who's positive, right? And you got the other number that's negative, right? It is going to subtract or take away from the positive number. That is how it goes. And they are going to drain you. They're going to reap the benefits of when you lay down, when you make love, when you share this energy and you give a piece of yourself, you will be zapped of energy, and you'll notice this person, they're glowing. You feel like, you know what, you feel terrible, and you don't feel like yourself. You feel empty. The signs and the symptoms of, you know, when you're dealing with this, you would dream about the person, and your higher power, you know, God of your choice, whoever you see to be God, or just your higher self, you know, the force of good, the purity within you will alert you, alert your spirit, your being, your essence, like, okay, we have an intruder. And this is not saying that don't have sex, or this is not that. This is just understanding our womb, our body, our needs, what we want, what we deserve. When it comes to our spirit, we always want to do things that coincide with our core values and beliefs. We don't want to do anything that goes against us or entertain anyone that we will feel guilty or we know that is not on our level. I think that's a disservice, especially if you're of a high caliber person, because everybody's looking for something different. Keep that in mind. Some people may want to be in love. Some people don't want that. Some people strictly want to get their rocks off, and it's a fling. You know, they want to please themselves. Men and women both equally. But doing that, there's just be mindful that there's certain consequences. And like I said, consequences are not bad. It can be good or bad. It's just the end result of your actions. Can you sleep at night, or are you affected by the decision? You know, are you entertaining someone who does not deserve you, who is not on the same level as you, who will basically pollute your womb, for a lack of better words? So it is imperative to think about those things. For instance, if you are engaging with somebody and it's on that level, you know, you let them get a little taste of fat ma, and it just, something was off. You no longer feel the way you used to feel. Like you feel drained, you feel tired, fatigued, or you just feel unhappy. You feel like a fish out of water. And it's just so very important to be selective, because our womb, it's a lot of energy that is harvested down there. It's harnessed in there. It's a holy place. You know, everybody has come through the womb. It's holy. It's pure. And, you know, it's important to treat it as such. That's when you go through the separation process. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like Wi-Fi. When a phone gets accustomed to a certain type of Wi-Fi, it connects automatically. So when you cut a person off and you're trying to move on, or you're trying to cut those ties, it's best to untether from their spirit, because remember, energy is fluid and it becomes one. So you guys have to basically unlink, for lack of better words. And you do that by not calling, not texting, not thinking about the person, redirecting your thoughts, out of sight, out of mind, basically. And the more you do it, the stronger you get, even though it feels painful. Because remember, they have become sewn into our being. They have become etched into who we are. So when the separation process happens, you may feel some sort of resistance, and they may feel it too. And it may be very uncomfortable. You may feel like you're missing something, but don't give in. Thank you for just having this session with me. I enjoyed the time we spent together. Until next time, please like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Bye.